Morning, y'all. Everybody keeps asking me about the Arkansas Second Amendment Firearms Freedom Act. Well, what does it actually do? Nothing. That's what it does. It really does nothing because it has no teeth, and that's the problem with all these, Second Day Sanctuaries, Second Amendment Preservation Act, Second Amendment Firearms Freedom Act, and all these things. They have no teeth. So in Arkansas's case, it just states that it is illegal for any. It's really vague, to be honest with you. That basically no state money or state employees can help enforce federal gun control. What does that mean? It doesn't mean shit because the feds have cut the locals out. They investigated themselves. They investigate what they call crimes themselves, and then they execute the warrants themselves. They make the arrest themselves. You'll be lucky if your sheriff knows you've been arrested by the time you get to the federal holding facility in your neck of the woods. So it means nothing. It's just don't take me wrong with this shit. Just like the Second Amendment Preservation Act. I don't support it because it has no teeth. Not to mention, we don't need to create new laws to try to fix bad laws. We need to repeal the bad laws. The real reality of it is, if the governors of these states that are going to sign these bills, all they have to do is call the White House and say, if I catch your agents in my state, we're going to arrest them and charge them with domestic terrorism. Click, and it'd be over. But yet they want to do all these shenanigans, and all it is feel-good laws, pandering. And so that you will vote for them the next time when they really did nothing. Nothing. It doesn't nullify federal law. Second Amendment Preservation Act of Missouri. It's kind of the same thing. When the Second Amendment Preservation Act was first created, this was told to me by one of the creators of it, they had, I guess, a clause in it that federal agents would be arrested if they were caught, or state law enforcement were caught aiding the feds or acting under the color of law as a federal agent. They would be arrested. They couldn't get it to go through like that. So they took that part of it out and still tried to push it through, which took the teeth away from it. In Missouri, they think it's going to go through. The goal is for further down the road to add that, amend that what would then be law to enable the local cops to arrest either local cops or federal agents that are doing this shit. But until that happens, it does nothing. It's pandering and nothing more. And if they wouldn't let it pass through now, they're not going to do it next year, in my opinion. Hopefully they do. But even with all that, and I even doubt, I don't even know if I would support it, even though I just said I would. Because you now have a state creating a law granting you a privilege when you already have the 10th Amendment. The 10th Amendment is clear. Article 1, Section 8, Clause 17 is very clear. The Second Amendment is very clear. The government doesn't have authority over you. You have authority over the government. The Constitution is not rules against us. It's rules for government. It's restriction on government. We are free to do whatever we want. Excuse me. Another morning not being able to breathe. We're free to do whatever we want as long as we're not violating the rights of the person next to us. People don't understand that. But we're getting more and more down the road to where people believe that the Constitution applies to the people and not the government. You heard Joe Biden say the Second Amendment doesn't protect weapons of war. Well, yeah, it doesn't protect anything I say it does. Why? Because I'm the one that's going to be enforcing the shit. I'm the one that we agreed. You have my consent to govern me because you agreed to follow these rules. When you step outside of that, you lose my consent. You then no longer govern me. And if you want a problem, come get you some. I don't want problems. And I assure anybody, I make way worse problems than you could ever give to me. I don't get problems, I give problems. Problem with people that say that, most people, not me, most people. And I know, I can say not me because a lot of y'all don't know me. So you're going to be thinking the same thing I'm about to say. But most people that say that, they ain't going to do shit. Come to my house, even though there's nothing here that's illegal, by any means, stretch of the imagination. You come to my house, we're going to have a problem. I'm not that guy that's going to let you kick in my door and settle it in court later when I got to sue you to try to get you to pay for my door that you destroyed. And whatever else you destroyed the house, along with killing my dog and probably shooting my wife or some shit. I'm not that guy. I'm not quiet. But the problem I find with these acts, laws, whatever you want to call them, that they're trying to pass in all these states, is just like the Second Amendment sanctuaries. We're a Second Amendment sanctuary. What does that mean? Call your sheriff and ask him what gun control laws he quit enforcing since they became a Second Amendment sanctuary. And what does that even mean? It's a sanctuary for what? The Second Amendment. But the Second Amendment is a restriction on government. So is it a sanctuary for the restriction on government, or is it a sanctuary for government so they can do what they want to do? Because there's not one of those sheriffs or one of those counties or states that stopped executing and arresting people for unconstitutional laws. There is no such thing as an illegal firearm. Unless it is a stolen firearm. And then it's only illegal because you knew it was stolen and it's somebody's property, not because it's a firearm. But people can't think. They can't think for themselves. I mean, it's back to whatever I feel helps me is what's best. And we see it all the time. You know, you're a constitutionalist until it becomes the national reciprocity, and then you support national reciprocity, which is an unconstitutional act by the federal government. No, you stand on your ground. If you're for freedom, you stand for it. If you're for the Constitution, you stand for it. Whether it hurts you or helps you, you stand for it because it's what is right, and in the end, it will help you. We already have national reciprocity. You know why? Because we decided we did. We can do whatever we want. The Constitution is not restriction on us, it is restriction on government. And people need to get through their damn skulls and figure it out. This bullshit we got going on now, we have these self-proclaimed patriots pushing this stupid bullshit, doing all the rah-rah, you know. Call your senators. Pass national reciprocity. Arkansas did a great thing. They didn't do shit. They pander to you. And if anybody that can just stop for 3 seconds and read it. It's literally like 3 sentences long, the Arkansas one is. Stop and read it and say, what does this really do? And the answer is nothing. It panders to those in Arkansas that can't stop for 3 seconds and ask themselves, what does this really do?